What's good? What's going on? Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome to another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast, coming to you via the YouTube airways. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. And today, man, we got a great show lined up for you guys. But when you come across this video, do me a favor. Please like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you got your post notifications on so you know every time Simply Ball Dropping drops another hot banger. And if this is your first time coming across the platform and you're new to this channel, do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button, post your comments, share the video out. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up. I see everybody in the comments section, #salute. And you know what my mantra is. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. Well, let's get right off into it. Well, over the recent days, man, the Chicago Bulls had their Ring of Honor ceremony for the 1995-96 team that went 72-10 and won the championship. And there was a home game being played, and the late Jerry Krause's wife, Thelma Krause, was in attendance. And when the crowd at halftime, announced, that team and started going down announcing players, and then when it got to the general manager of Jerry Krause, he was the general manager from 1985 to 2003, and from 1991 all the way to 1998, they got 6 championships. And Jerry Krause, was getting a raw deal. And when they announced his name, the crowd started booing. So what they did, they put the Jumbotron on Thelma Krause, and she was visibly shaken up. She was crying. They made the widow of Jerry Krause cry. And unfortunately, man, that was a terrible situation from them Chicago Bull fans. But in that Ring of Honor, visibly missing from that Ring of Honor team was Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player to ever play the game, Scottie Pippen, and Dennis Rodman. Now, they was the mainstay of them championship teams on the three-peat. So what happened was, when they announced Michael Jordan had a message for the Chicago fans, and here's what Michael Jordan had to say.
Number 23, Michael Jordan.
Thank Jerry Reinsdorf and Michael Reinsdorf for starting the Ring of Honors. I want to congratulate all the other recipients. I am so bummed that I can't be there tonight, but I don't want that to stop the fun that you guys are going to actually have. And believe me, I am very grateful and very honored to the fans. You guys have supported me ever since I stepped foot in Chicago, and even to today. I see a lot of Chicago fans all over, so I think we made an impression and changed what Chicago represents in terms of champions. When you every time you look up in the rafters, I want you to always remember, where we were and where we are. We're always going to be champions. So, thank you to the fans, as well as once again I want to thank Jerry Reinsdorf and Michael Reinsdorf for doing this, and congratulate the other recipients. Man, I'm bummed I can't be there, but I will always be a Chicago Bull, and I want them to continually do well. I like to see other banners in the rafters, and I hope the city can always be proud of the Chicago Bulls. Thank you very much. Have a great evening.
Now, you heard what Michael Jordan said. Let's give him a round of applause. Now, at least they got a speech from Michael Jordan. They didn't get one from Scottie Pippen. They didn't get one from Dennis Rodman. And noticeably, in Michael Jordan's speech, he never mentioned the late, great Jerry Krause. Now, that was the guy that orchestrated these championship teams by assembling these players around Michael Jordan. Went out and got Scottie Pippen, went out and got the likes of Luke Longley, Tony Kukoc, Randy Brown, Bill Whittington, Cartwright. They got these guys, Horace Grant, Nobody, believed in Scottie Pippen. He traded for Scottie Pippen and assembled that team. And what happened? They won 6 championships, but Jordan never mentioned his name. Now, it's been well documented. Down around the COVID year, when they produced the Last Dance, we saw everything how it played out on the Last Dance, the relationship that Michael Jordan had with Jerry Krause. He was upset that Jerry Krause was going to break up the team, didn't give him a chance to run it back after they came off their second three-peat. He wanted to run it back, but Jerry Krause wanted to break that team up. He didn't want to bring Phil Jackson back. So everything that was displayed in the Last Dance, the relationship between Michael Jordan and Jerry Krause, is well documented. But that don't give the fans the right to boo his widow when she showed up for the Ring of Honor, ceremony. And that was egregious, man. Them fans in Chicago, I don't know why they did that, but Charles Barkley, he had a lot to say about that, man. Charles Barkley, showed his displeasure, and he spoke about it live on, NBA, Today on the TNT show. And he was upset, man. He had a lot to say. Let's take a listen to what Charles Barkley had to say.
I want to be very careful here because, Chicago, I love that city, but what happened in Chicago the other night was a disgrace. It was a flat-out disgrace.
The booing of Jerry Krause, the late Jerry Krause.
The booing and having his wife cry like that was wrong on so many levels. Michael and Scottie and Dennis not showing up, that was wrong. It was a complete disgrace to the legacy of the Chicago Bulls. They've always been a great organization, but for that thing to go down like that, not to have the greatest player in your organization there and won 6 championships, and Dennis and Scottie, and first of all, I don't even know why you would put 100 guys in the Ring of Honor anyway. That's just stupid. But what those fans did to Mrs. Krause, that was not cool, and we
totally agree.
They owe that lady, everybody involved that owe that lady an apology. Whether you like Jerry Krause or not, that man's dead. Rest in peace. His wife is there. And y'all made that lady cry, and that was total BS.
Wife, kids, grandkids.
Yeah, that was wrong, man. To have that lady crying like that hurt my heart watching that thing.
It was painful. And yeah, again, that's not an indictment of all Chicago.
Now, you see what Charles Barkley had to say, and I totally agree with him, man. Them Chicago fans, man, they owe, Thelma Krause an apology, man. It should be a written apology. Even at the next home game, somebody should, get on the mic and address that situation, man, because that was egregious, man. You just don't do things like that, man. Regardless if you don't like Jerry Krause or not, or what he did to your favorite basketball player, Michael Jordan, but things like that should not be tolerated, man. And these fans, they just made it bad, man. And I don't even know why they went to great lengths of booing Jerry Krause. Most of them people that was in attendance, man, they probably really didn't see Michael Jordan up front. They probably YouTubed his videos and things like that. Some people probably have, but majority of them, there were some young fans in there. But, Thelma Krause had, her grandkids with her and things like that, man. And that was a despicable display of the crowd booing Thelma Krause. Charles Barkley had the right to go off on them fans, man, and he said it hurt their heart. And, Steve Kerr, after the game, Steve Kerr addressed the same situation, saying, man, that was unfathomable what them fans did, man. That was too egregious, man. In a situation like this, in a ceremony like this, the Ring of Honor Gala, to honor that 72-10 team from the 1995-96 Bulls team, and for this to play out like this, for the fans just to be egregiously booing, that's not sitting well with a lot of people, man. And like Michael Jordan addressed it, hope that didn't spoil the fun that the guys was having, because him, Scottie, and Dennis wasn't in attendance. But a lot of people won't question why Michael Jordan wasn't in attendance. They won't go on to question why Michael Jordan was not in attendance of that Ring of Honor ceremony. Scottie Pippen wasn't in attendance. We don't know where he was at. Dennis being Dennis, he didn't show up. But for your guy, Michael Jordan, not to attend that Ring of Honor ceremony, knowing that this was coming down the pipeline and you couldn't mark, something in your calendar that you was going to show up in front of your fans that cheered you on, but nobody will question that. So guys, let me know what y'all think down in the comments section. Make sure you share the video out. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up. But I agree with Charles Barkley. He had the right to destroy them Bulls fans, man, because that was egregious. And that's going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. We're going to catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.
Another one.